Well, hello there. I didn't hear you drive up. Just checking the straps on the bike to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Well, since everyone's here, we might as well start the video. For the next few days, I'll be exploring the Mojave National Preserve, starting here at Kelbaker Boulders, just off the highway, the south entrance to the reserve. This area is a dispersed camping area, and there's lots of them in the park, so it shouldn't be hard to find a camping spot. With that, I'll finish packing up, close up the camper, and head out towards Kelso. Probably would be the next stop. Kelso Dunes, Kelso Station. At some point we'll pick up some parts of the Mojave Road, although with a 1-ton truck, camper, and bike hauler, I'll probably won't be doing a lot of the road just because it's so rough, but I do plan on hitting parts of it to see some things. Alright, let's get this camper set up. Well, a few miles up the road from where I camped the first night, I found the turnoff for Kelso Dunes. As you can see off in the distance to the right, giant sand dunes. Very strange. Let's get a closer look and see what they're about. The Kelso Dunes rise more than 600 feet at their highest point and cover more than 45 square miles. They are nearly 9,000 years old. That's very interesting. Alright, that was a super interesting 6-mile round trip ride on a dirt road that'll rattle your teeth out to see the Kelso Dunes. There's a dispersed camping area with restrooms down there and a 3-mile round-trip hiking trail that rises 600 feet in elevation. You can hike right up to the top of the dunes. It's probably a 2-3 hour hike round trip if you're in decent shape. I can tell you one thing, hiking up a sand dune, it's like you're hiking 2 or 3 times the actual miles that you are. So I didn't hike today, but got to check out the sand dunes. And now back out this terrible road and on to the next interesting spot. Well, a few miles after Kelso Dunes, we're coming up to the Kelso Visitor Station, which was a train station. And they had, back in the steam days, they had helper engines here to help push trains up the very steep grade to the west here. Kind of an interesting ghost town. Oh my gosh, wow. The train tracks are terrible. Let's see what there is to explore here. Alright, that was Kelso Junction. Neat little spot, restrooms, water. Unfortunately, it's not open. and I don't think it's been open for quite a few years. Renovations, but definitely a neat spot to stop. Let's go. Alright, little update. I shot up to Baker to fill up, and that's an interesting little town. Every fast food that you want, world's largest or tallest thermometer, and $5 a gallon for gas. But full tank now, should be good for another day or so. And we're gonna head back into the Mojave National Preserve, and I think we're gonna jump onto the Mojave Road and check out some cinder cones and maybe lava tubes next. So we started yesterday down here on Baker Road and camped somewhere around here. We went up and checked out the Kelso Dunes, and then up to the Kelso Depot Visitor Center. And then after that, we shot up Baker Road all the way to Baker for fuel. Now, I'm kind of torn. The west end of the Mojave Road goes through Afton Canyon and the Soda Dry Lake, and I feel like it's probably the most interesting section of the Mojave Road, but with the vehicle I have, I don't think it's a good idea to get in here. There's very deep sand on the end of Soda Lake, and Afton Canyon is a river canyon that the Mojave River flows through, and those tend to be sandy and rocky. All things a 1-ton truck probably shouldn't do. So from Baker, we're going to head back to the Mojave Road and Baker Road intersection. We're going to check out the cinder cones and lava beds, and we're going to try taking the Mojave Road back over to Kelso Road over here and see what happens. I think we're going to end up camping somewhere here tonight. Alright, let's get at it. Well, we pulled off the main road, Baker, onto the Mojave Road. We're gonna go check out some of these lava fields, cinder cones. There's also a lava tube up here we can go inside, and there's a bunch of dispersed camping up here. So I think we're gonna be off-road for the rest of the day. Let's check it out. You know what we need to do though? We need to air down these tires a little bit. I think I'll find a spot to stop up here, have a snack, and air down the tires. Alright, we're gonna air down these tires. Not really familiar with airing down stock size tires on a 1-ton truck with a camper, so we're not going to go too low. I think I'm going to try running 30, 35 in the front, 40, 45 in the rear, and see how it goes. Can't be worse. 2 a try. And probably 42 in the rear. I don't think this truck is that heavy, but the camper weighs roughly 1,000 pounds. The bike on the carrier weighs roughly 500 pounds. I probably have 500 pounds of gear and tools and parts with me. So there's 2,000 pounds sitting in the bed of the truck. The truck itself, I have no idea how much a single wheel 1-ton weighs. 6,000. So it potentially could be around 8,000 pounds, which is not good for the sand, but we'll give it a try. Well, see what this lava tube is about. I'm guessing you're supposed to go in here. I mean, why would they have a ladder? Oh, it's really dark. I don't know about this. Alright, it opened up quite a bit in here. Huh. Well, that's a lava tube, I guess. Wish I had a little better light. Alright. There you go. Lava cave. That was cool. Wish there was some information on this. Well, so the mountains all around here are cinder cones. You can see the lava fields everywhere. The Mojave Desert. There is not a lot out here. Oh, there's another hole. Look at that guy. Not gonna lie, this truck is miserable on this shit. Oof. You know, I miss trees. Alright, let's get turned around and get out of here. Well, that does it for day one in the Mojave National Preserve. The roads out here are rough. and this truck does not like them. Um, I ended up airing down a little bit more. I'm at 25 to 30 in the front and 35 to 40 in the rear. It just doesn't help. The washboards are so bad. I don't think there's anything you can do for that. But I found a designated dispersed camping site here just off the Mojave Road on Anakin Mine Road. And it's not a bad sunset at all.